I'll have a bubble Christmas without you. Do-do-do. I'll be so blue thinking about you. The boom, boom, boom. The boom, boom, boom. Oh man, it's so wet in here. It's raining in here, and I'm just hoping it doesn't keep on raining, because it's very wet, and then it's going to be like a sauna in here when it starts steaming. But just trying to let you know what it feels like in here. It's cold, it's wet. Um, I mean, it's not really super cold because I have the heater. I've been having the heater on for a little while, but still, it's cold. I mean, I should have a heater on, but that's why I'm wearing a sweatshirt. Let me move this out of the way. It's warm up higher. When you get up high, it's warm, but when you sit down here on this chair, it's cold. It's rather uncomfortable. What did I do with my uh, cap? Must be going nuts. Okay, so put this on. That'll help a little bit. Some nice gloves would be real nice. If I had some of those cloth gloves, that would be really, really nice. Because it's actually pretty cold. Okay, so maybe I should put on some sweatpants. It's just the sweatpants that I bought. You know, some of these they've they're like they sewed them together backwards, and so these that I have on, I cut them in the summer, right? But these are actually, it's better material. I don't know what kind of material it is, but I guess it's how they weave it. And these were actually made, these are Hanes, and they were made in El Salvador. So these feel good. Where the ones that I just bought, they're not made in El Salvador. I forget where they're made at, but it feels like they stitched them uh, inside out, right? It's like, when they're looking at the blueprints or whatever, it's like the blueprints were backwards because it feels like the pockets are facing that way. It's like you take a pair of sweatpants and you put them on backwards. That's what they feel like. And so that's why I'm not wearing them, because they're uncomfortable. So next time I buy a pair of sweats, I'm gonna look where they're made at. Make sure they're Hanes and made in El Salvador. And so let me check the signal to make sure everything's showing up good. It's raining over here in California right now. They said light rain, but I mean it's pretty much soaked. It needs to put a tarp on the top of it, but you know, how are you gonna do it? Tie a rock to it and swing it, throw the rock over, and then pull the thing, right? Okay, so I'm gonna need rope, and I'm gonna need something heavy to tie the rope onto it. And that'll be one side. So yeah, if you had one of those machines that lifts up, a lot of people have those around here. They'll get an old Pacific Bell telephone company truck, because those trucks, it's just a pickup truck, but it has a thing where you can pick yourself up and do things up high. Okay, so let me check what's going on here. So today, what we're going to be talking about today is Friday, and just to let you know what's going on with Bitcoin. Yesterday, I told you it was going to make a move, right? Yesterday, the video that I made yesterday, you can check it if you don't believe me. Um, the video I made yesterday, I said Bitcoin's getting ready to make a move tonight or tomorrow morning. Well, it did make a move. Made a very significant move. And so now what I think it's going to do is, well, I'd have to look at it to see what I think it's going to do. But basically, I think it's going to come up a little bit more, stabilize um, throughout this month. It's going to move up a little bit higher than what it is right now. I know that's kind of sketchy, right? Without anything definitive, but that's the way everybody, does it. And I don't agree with it, but for um, all practical purposes right now, for what I'm trying to convey to you, um, I have to use that type of language. I think it's gonna come up a little bit, and I mean, it's not going to all-time high. Probably in between where it's at right now and all-time high, right in the middle, and or at least 3 quarters down to halfway down from all-time high, and where it's at now. And I think it's going to do that throughout the rest of this month. And then I think it's going to take a freaking dump. I think it's going down to 89, maybe even 85. But I'm betting on 89, and so um, I think this is a good entry point at 89, and then I think it's going to go up to 130. And like I said, after 130, I don't know what the hell it's going to do. I don't know if that's, you know, I don't know what's going to do after that. Okay, so let's see how it plays out, because there's still next month, but everything, it took a big old freaking it did a big old freaking weenie, because had all these people with multi-billions of dollars start investing in it, and um, so you know they own everything. Um, these different people with billions and billions of dollars, trillions of dollars, and they're a gang, right? Just do research on the billionaires, and you'll be able to start putting pieces of the puzzle together. Which, by the way, is kind of what I'm going to talk about right now. On as soon as I tell you about this one new channel that it's been out here for a minute, and I just barely caught on to this channel today, and so I want to share this channel with you, because there's some stuff going on, a lot of stuff, and they are absolutely not telling the people, because it's a shift of power, and they don't want the people to know that they have a fighting chance. Okay? And so I'll let you know what that is here in a minute. But first, let me check my signal. Yeah, so this guy, he's like changing his tune, so I'm sure some of them will be trying to hide behind AI. Oh, that wasn't me, I didn't say it. But people can call you up on the phone, and you might think you're talking to somebody, and it's not. It's a secret intelligence agencies using AI. They just check it, any person you talk to and freaking copy the person's voice, and that they could, talk to you. Now, as far as, demeanor and stuff like that, I wouldn't be surprised if it can do that too. So let me check here real quick. Okay. Wow, signal's good. Surprise, surprise. Oh, I see. I see. There's a whole bunch of people in comments. That's pretty good news. Now I can't just come out and tell you everything, right? Because the people, the people um, who have all the power are the billionaires, of course, right? But the people who have all the power, um, the system that they got, the way the system is structured is you have a bunch of crazies, okay, a bunch of crazy people, and they're sick, right? They're psychopaths, and they're all jacked up. This latest this latest thing that happened, okay, this most recent thing that happened with this psychopath, and I'm referring to the book, the college textbook. The college textbook is called Multicultural Law Enforcement. And if you look on Amazon, I think they got the fourth edition and they got the fifth edition, and that now they got something that's some type of e edition, right? And I guess that's electronic or something like this. But these books that I'm talking about, you know, back in the day, they were $100, $200 for these books. Go figure. Who the hell's, how is it still even possible? Are the people that damn freaking dumb? Right? Are the people that damn dumb? They can't, they can't, that doesn't register with them. These books that they're selling at the college libraries are 200 bucks when you can get them for $5. Are they that damn dumb? Nobody says, hey, stop this crap. This is on all college campuses all across the United States. People are freaking in freaking Dumblesville. So anyway, this textbook, Multicultural Law Enforcement, you can actually get it for $5. But I'm letting you know, when the new edition comes out, they're all basically the same damn thing. When you go take a college class, the new edition's going to run you about $100 or $200 for the same damn thing. Okay? So what does that tell you? Okay, so this book that I'm talking about, you can pick it up on Amazon for like $7, 10, 15, $20. Um, and I'm sure you can find it on eBay too. Now, whenever you're looking for it, it just says by Robert Schuster, I think, or something Schuster. And if you look at the book, if you look at the front cover, you'll see that it's actually, there's multiple people down there. Okay? There's M. Schuster, there's, um, what's his name? Leave It. And then there's a couple of Oriental or Asian names, but there's multiple names. But when you look for it, it only says Schuster. So I just wanted to let you know that because this subject is starting to arise again. Okay, I think this is going to be round two. Okay, because they stomped the First Amendment auditors. They stomped them out. Okay, these were people who were going around doing like the Black Panthers from the 60s. They were policing the police. The Black Panthers were doing it with guns. Okay? And you know how they say, well, it takes a long time to pass a law. Well, as soon as they pulled those guns out, they passed the law real fast. Like in 24 hours. They passed the law right here in California and took those guns away from them. Okay? So everything they tell us about, I'm just a bill, yes, I'm only a bill, and I'm sitting here on Capitol Hill. That's freaking brainwash. Why do you think these the people are so damn dumb? Okay? Schoolhouse Rock was bad, but that was, right? And and so Schoolhouse Rock is a bunch. You can check it out on YouTube. It's a bunch of cartoons that used to come on. They were really cool. You know, like Conjunction Junction, What's That Function, and the letter 8. If I could skate a letter 8, and 3, it's a magic number, right? And so anywho, if I had the book, I would show it to you, but I think I burnt it. Okay, I was burning some stuff. There was freaking books laying all over the place on the floor, and I'm just like, you know what? Screw this crap. I'm burn all this junk, and as soon as you throw something away, that's when you need it, right? Just all of a sudden now, this topic is, you know, back on the in the limelight. Not the limelight, but you know, it's here again. And so the Black Panther Party was policing the police because they were brutalizing the community. These people do not live in the community. They come from nice neighborhoods. They come in like freaking military and they freaking terrorize the community. Then at the end of their shift, they leave out of that freaking the ghettos, these communities, and they go back to their nice white picket fence communities. Okay? And so the Black Panthers were they were like, we'll police our own community, and in so doing, they had to police the police that was coming in and brutalizing their community, basically beating the shit out of everybody. And it's a miracle that they actually caught some of the stuff on video. And so, like I said, they were doing it with guns. They were policing the police with guns, but the camera, the cell phone, live stream is more powerful than the gun. Okay? And these First Amendment auditors were basically policing the police with live stream video. Okay? They were doing it live stream. And I I said they are gonna freaking obliterate this movement of policing the policing, and it started catching on all across the United States, especially in California. One of the best auditors, like I said, was right here. Lived about 45 miles from here in the next town over. And so uh okay. So this might be round two, because when these people who were out here doing auditing, this one who was good knew the law. Okay, he knew his First Amendment right. He knew the basic your rights and what you're allowed to do. So um, that's the one that they went after. They take out the leaders one by one. If you don't believe me, watch um, the documentary called uh, America's War on. Oh yeah, War on Black America, the War on Black America, or something like that. And and uh, I mean, you can watch COINTELPRO 101, um, the War on Black America. These are documentaries, and that's how they do it. They take out the leaders one by one, and they take them all the way out. Did you know that Tupac was basically um, in the Black Panthers? I mean, his parents, his mom was in the Black Panthers. That's where how he knew all this stuff, and so a lot of people don't make that association, right? I mean, he never came out and said, "Hey, I was the Black Panthers, whatever." Um, but so they stomped that crap out. You know how? With money. They said, if you don't do this, or if you don't do this, or if you don't do this, you're not going to make no money. So their heart was not in the right place. Okay? Their heart has to be for to expose injustice, not for making money off views. Their heart was not in the right place, so they took the money and took all the important parts out of the videos, rendering them useless crap, garbage, unless you like watching Candy Camera, because that's what they turned them into. Basically, Candy Camera bull crap. Not to mention all the fake ones, right? That were just exactly that. The important issues are totally freaking um, overlooked, glossed over, overlooked, and actually um, deliberately made for you to take your attention off of that by turning it into Candy Camera. Um, so that's why I'm saying this might be round two, because now they're going to know what they did to them. Okay? And so maybe they'll straighten up and fly right and forget about this freaking monetization bullcrap and just go out there and film them for the people. They're not going to let you do it and be monetized, making money off of it. There has to be some people out there who have the same um, uh, demeanor and the same courage to go out there and expose this stuff for free. Okay? You're not going to be able to do it if you're monetized. You're not going to get away with it. They're going to tell you to take all the important pieces out of it. And so a lot of them are going to fall by the wayside. It's just the way it is. Maybe some of them will straighten up and fly right. And so, okay, it's still working. So, um, in the book, Multicultural Law Enforcement, it tells you that there are some sick freaking people out there, if you want to call them people. They're sick. They're sick in their head. Okay? They're all jacked up. Who the hell is hiring these people? Okay? And so um it says they are drawn to this like a freaking magnet. It's a psychopath magnet because do their um, they want to do this something evil. And you take these psychopaths and you give them some freaking meth, and you have an instant freaking devil, Lucifer and the fallen angels, doing this stuff to the community. Okay? And I'm not trying to paint a picture that the community are all angels, but you can't throw the baby out with the bathwater for law enforcement or the community. I'm just telling you what's in the book. The book says that this um, job, occupation, fucking psychopath magnet, and nobody gives a damn. They like it that way. They like freaking for there to be war going on in the community, in these communities, because it keeps the attention off of them, right? And so this latest one, I'm going to tell you what I think. This is just what I think. Okay? I think this person, let me turn this volume down. I think this person, this latest, I think the reason why he was messed up in his head was that his grandfather probably did something to his daughter, which would be his mom. Probably some type of sexual abuse. Okay? And, or who knows what kind of abuse that made that girl hate men. Okay? And so that girl is his mom. And his mom, being that she hates men, who knows what kind of evil bloodline they have. Being that she hates men, abused her son, which is the officer. Okay? And that's why he's all jacked up in his head. Okay? And so he's probably married to someone, and his wife can't stand him because he's all freaking jacked up in his head for whatever reason. So now he's at work and he's freaking hating everybody for what's going on in his relationship with his wife. If he has one, I would imagine he probably does. And because you can see when he takes this lady, an older lady, somebody's mom, he takes somebody's mom and takes her and freaking slams her freaking head into a car, onto the hood of a car. What kind of a freaking dude takes an older lady and slams her by her neck, slams her face into a car? And so you can listen if you watch the video. Okay, I think Willie D showed this video a while back. I think it was back in 2023, and you can hear the dude. He's like, "Listen to me," or something like. You can see when he grabs her by her arm, he said, like, "You better listen to." It sounds exactly like a lady talking to her son, a little toddler, disciplining a little toddler. That's exactly what it sounds like. So you know that's him reliving that what happened to him in his childhood by his mom. His mom was authoritarian, abusive, messed up in her head. And whatever demon that is, the generational demon, it gets transferred that way. And it keeps on from one generation to another. And these are the kind of people they're hiring. Okay? And you can hear it in his voice. Like a kid. She says, I'm not trying to be rude to you. Yes, you are. It's freaking crazy. And so I think what's going on now is that these people have to be educated, first of all. Okay. I think, hold on one second so that I don't forget what I'm talking about. I think what needs to occur is the people need to be educated. And, whoever, this is what the Black Panthers were doing. Why do you think they murdered Fred Hampton? Okay? Because they were educating the community. Okay? That's what Fred Hampton was doing. He was trying to educate them on sociology. Okay? And so this is what I'm saying. This is what needs. You know, you can do it at the recreation centers. Do they still have those? Recreation centers or someplace like that. There has to be people who will educate the community. And so, they hate that like the devil hates holy water because um, then it'll start to take the people's eyes off of, the situation that is occurring and they can start to see who's doing it. Right? It's the power structure. And I can't be more clear than that. And I mean, I can't disclose more than that to be more specific. And so they need to be educated. Now, the people, will they, you know, accept it and really understand really what's going on? I don't know, right? They'll probably just take it for granted. Um, unless they show them the documentaries of the 60s. And but you know, to pull them out of Stupidsville, out of complete Stupidsville, I think what needs to happen in the community is it needs to go back and finish what Fred Hampton was trying to do. And I think they can do that by um, educating them with two books. The first book is the one that tells you about your rights, and this will, um, if they want to pull their camera out and film somebody, they'll at least know what they're doing, what they can and can't do. Right? Otherwise, they're sitting ducks. And I think there's two books that need to be uh, put out there in the community, taught to the community, and that is Revolutionary Suicide by um, Huey Newton. Because this is exactly what they're going to be going through, right? But now they're not using guns, they're using your phone and live streaming. Huey Newton, Revolutionary Suicide, and the college textbook, Introduction to Criminal Justice. These two things are what needs to be out there because these people are ignorant to what's going on, and they're sitting ducks without knowing this basic information. And so I think what's going on right now, even, you know, uh, with the so few amount of people that actually know this, right? I think what's going on right now is there's a war going on subconsciously. I don't know if it's the collective unconscious. That's what Carl Jung called it, but a lot of people don't like Carl Jung because they said actually he was racist and that he was saying that certain races are inferior and other races are superior. So, you know, um, I wouldn't put too much thought into uh, him. Um, Probably the closest thing for, doing psychology is probably Eric Erickson, who actually went out and lived with the Native Americans. And, what he says about, childhood between when you're born and 8 years old, that's where your whole thing is developed, right? All these other dudes, it's just it's it's probably not worth reading. I mean, you probably could, but I wouldn't spend too much time on it. But yeah, Eric Erickson is the one that made sense, and I guess Wilhelm Reich wrote some stuff, but I could never read that stuff. You can't understand it, and but anywho, because a lot of them twist words and put big words and they're not really saying anything, but you can't really say, like, what the hell are you talking about, right? uh, because they're just trying to pretend like if they're smart, and they don't even understand what they're saying. You read some of these things on psychology, it's bullcrap. They were just writing books and making money. And so the only one that really makes sense is Eric Erickson. And so um, this book that I told you about, Multicultural Law Enforcement, it also talks about the indigenous Native Americans. Okay, what's going on with policing along with all the other racial ethnicities. But that's good because there are issues going on right now with the indigenous Native Americans. There are some issues going on with policing and the indigenous Native Americans. So this is a real good book. Um, so that would also be absolutely excellent book. But these two are a must right now. The introduction to criminal justice, but reading it with Huey Newton brings it alive. That's why I say that these two books, because the revolutionary suicide brings this book, Introduction to Criminal Justice, it brings it alive. It strikes your interest. It sparks your interest. And then the multicultural law enforcement shows you everything what's going on and what's wrong with policing. Okay, these are college courses. Administration of Justice, called AOJ in college. It's called Community Policing or Multicultural Law Enforcement. But the book is called Multicultural Law Enforcement by Schuster and a whole bunch of other people who wrote that book. Smart people. And all different racial ethnicities. That's what's so good about that book, Multicultural Law Enforcement. a college textbook. And so I think what's going on is there's something going on with the subconscious between these communities who are being brutalized and law enforcement, these law enforcement officers who are psychopaths, who are mental cases, right? And I told you that, it's a madhouse, it's insane, it's insanity that they give somebody a gun and that person can go out and murder someone, blow their head off, and they don't stop to drug test the dude after he's done it. What they're like, oh well, we don't want to do that because then nobody will want to use their guns because they're going to be drug tested. Well, what is that saying? They're doing drugs. They're all doing drugs. It's a gang. Why do you think they were saying that this sheriff's department down here was a gang? Not here, but Southern California. Who Aaron Russo even done it. If you watch Mad as Hell by Aaron Russo, that's what sparked the whole thing. It was the catalyst for the First Amendment auditors. It was that documentary. Why do you think they took it off the market? Documentary by Aaron Russo. Okay, remember I used to say that you could go on Amazon, look, and it'll say we don't know when or if it'll ever be available. Well, now it's not even on there. Okay, and so I think there's something going on with the subconscious, because when I saw this video and saw this gross injustice, when she told him, is your body camera on? And he was like, yeah. That must have pissed him off, right? He was already pissed off from the get-go. He was pissed off from the moment he freaking put his foot down on the accelerator. He was already pissed off as a freaking psycho. And it's all on his body cam. And so that must have pissed him off. So he's like, this is when he started being physical with her, grabbed her shit, took her shit out of her hand. She was in her car, grabbed her stuff, right? And then freaking opened her door and freaking put hands on her. All her shit went all over, her valuables, that she was pulling her important documents out of her purse. He rips her out of the car, all her freaking important documents. Like, he could give a shit about her stuff. Like, nothing you do is important, right? This is their attitude. They think you are a freaking animal. And then he grabs her by her arm, and so he was pissed off because she was exposing his freaking demon, right? Their legions. They hate the freaking First Amendment auditors, the camera, like the devil hates holy water. Okay? And I'm talking about the bad ones. Okay, you can't throw the baby out with the bathwater. We need law enforcement to protect us against freaking thugs, right? People who want to harm you or rob you or do physical harm to you. That's what they're supposed to be there for. And so he was pissed off because his demon was pissed off. And he's just like, I'm just going to put it this way, okay? He's like, you freaking dumb fucking bitch. I'm going to show you that it doesn't matter if my body camera's on, because they're going to throw it away anyway. Because he knows what the leadership is like. Right? And so that, I think, is the problem. It's the leadership. And and but it didn't go that way. Okay? Yeah, he got away with it, but not ultimately. Because now what I just found out is somebody else. I saw this on video, and I'm thinking, it's the same town. Because I didn't know the guy's name or anything like this, but I'm watching this other video, and I saw this where he came this it was the same dude. He came up to one, grabbed him the same way he did that chick, and this dude wasn't having it and freaking blew him away. So I think something is going on with the subconscious, because you've got people even in the department, right? They're not all on the same page. Okay? So you got people in the department, they're doing stuff, and you got these bad people in there doing stuff, and then you got the community, and everybody's doing this thing subconsciously. This fight is going on because that dude got taken out, and he's not the only one. So they're hiding this information from the people. They didn't follow up and let the people know this. I just found out about it by chance. And so I want to show you this guy's YouTube channel, because he's exposing stuff. He's actually in North Carolina, but I found him from some stuff that was going on down here in um, Oakland, because I've been doing a little bit of research on is going on in Oakland, because freaking Oakland is a freaking war zone. Okay, and you got massive homeless people living in campers, freaking huge, freaking. It's like they're living in the dump. That's what it looks like. And so this is where they need to start educating the people at. This is where the Black Panthers were at anyway, right? And they need to be educated, because this is what Fred Hampton was saying. He said they need to be educated, because if you don't educate them, they're gonna become freaking thieves themselves. Okay? They're just gonna repeat what they see unless they're educated. This is what Fred Hampton was telling them. That's why education is so important, especially being educated in sociology, these books that I told you about right now. And so I was doing a little bit of research on Oakland, because Oakland is basically San Francisco, right? It's just across the bridge. And well, this place that is one of the worst places for homelessness. It's all freaking trashed. It's a is it Mecca? Do you call it a Mecca? It's a freaking the highest concentration in this area of billionaires that there are anywhere in the whole freaking nation. There's more billionaires in this place than any other place in the whole United States. And you have this crap going on here. That is a freaking obscenity. Okay? It's by design to keep their attention away from them. Okay? And so, okay, so what happened over in Las Cruces, New Mexico? Um, this person who freaking didn't even think twice about pulling his freaking What do they have? A 45? Have you ever seen one of them damn things? Has bullet freaking a half inch. Didn't even think twice about pulling that damn thing out because what? Somebody freaking called them and said there's, a dude they think stole a beer, right? So go blow his head off because he stole the beer? Are they that damn dumb? No, they're not. You know what they are? They're jealous. They hate these people. They're racist. Okay? They're sick. Birds of a feather fly together. And so I think subconsciously they're tipping these people off, these bad apples in law enforcement. Subconsciously they're tipping them off to, this is a troublemaker, or whatever. That's what the whole damn thing was. How they rolled up on these people and just made a big old shit out of nothing, put their hands on this guy, illegally put their hands on him, because I think they like to fill him. They like to fill up on these dudes. I think subconsciously they're freaking have sexual desires for them. Because you always see them putting their hands all over them, right? And and so now I find out that they're even doing more than that. They're putting their fingers up there. You know what? This is going on in Oakland. They're filling them all up. So now you have these freaking psychos who are freaking sexual freaking uh, beasts flocking to this like flies to Dookie. It's a magnet for them so that they can do everything they want. Go over there and fill up on the dudes, filling up on these guys, right? It's a free for all in there. It's a jungle. That's why they come to this place from other places. They actually brought people in from other places that used to be slave owners. They brought these people to Oakland because they said they know how to deal with these kind of people. So what do you think's theirs right now? And and so this thing that was going on over there in New Mexico, the dude pulls him out. Dude, they wrestle him to the ground, and dude pulls out his gun and shoots him in the head. Right? So why did all that occur? Because of crap that's going on in the community. Crap like that doesn't just happen. Okay? These sick people, the sick ones who are in law enforcement, not saying all law enforcement, I'm saying there's some sick ones. They freaking mingle with these freaking uneducated, idiot, racist shitheads in the stores. Okay? Subconsciously, they let each other know what's going on. Then little crap like this occurs, and you have these freaking sickos do this shit what he did. Okay? Over a beer? That's freaking bullcrap. And so now they say, yeah, they did everything wrong. They're doing whatever the hell they want to because nobody's catching it on camera. But it got caught on camera this time. It was his body cam. And so now the lieutenant or whoever the head honcho is at the law enforcement there, I don't know what his title was, but he's the head honcho, and they got him on the ABC Channel 7 News or Channel 13 News, whatever it is. They're in Las Cruces, New Mexico. And they show him. And you can see he's the same mindset. He has the same mindset as those idiots in the store. Okay? Big old freaking blabbermouths, freaking gossipers. He has the same basic, he promotes the same basic shit they do, right? The racism. He believes the same racist beliefs as they do because they build this facade so that they all keep this place. Well, I'm respectable. I do this and I do this and I do this, so I have status in the community, right? So it's leadership that's hiring these freaking sick freaking bozos to do this kind of shit because they know they can get away with it because they know what the freaking head honcho is going to cover for them. After you blow someone's head off, they don't even tell you to go down and take a drug test. It's pick and choose which ones they want. And if anybody goes in there tries a good one, tries to be there for law and order, something goes wrong. Well, you can't really say a good one, but I'm pretty sure they're all on drugs. Okay, because I used to know a guy who was a cop, and he told us, we were all in a group. He says there's no feeling like driving around doped up on meth with a freaking badge. Okay? And so, yeah, they didn't like the dude. This is what I'm thinking. They didn't like him because they were afraid of him, and so they basically set things up, events, maybe set him up, put a beer there where he would take it, so that somebody else would beat the crap out of him because they couldn't do it themselves. They're too chicken to do it, but they didn't like him because they're racist. And so you got a lot of people doing this crap, setting people up this way, getting people murdered because they know these dudes are in there. The whole system's freaking corrupt. Okay, so that's all I've got for right now. See, people stopped listening or leaving comments. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll keep you updated on other things that are going. Oh, I need to tell you that guy's channel, huh? Okay, let me see if I can find it right real quick. Okay, the guy's channel is, let me just find the videos that I've watched. Hopefully it'll be there. Okay, so I'll go to my channel, because I doubt if it'll come up, but he's got a lot of videos, and so they're sandboxing it for some strange odd reason. I saw one today, and what I thought was actually true. I thought this, must have been almost a year ago when I saw this other video, and I'm like, I'll bet that's him, because it was the same town, and it is. Okay, so here we got Robert Kawasaki, who's probably AI. Yeah, so there's stuff going on with the Native Americans, because there's one right here. It says Native American goes off on ice. So there's stuff going on with the Native Americans. So that book, Multicultural Law Enforcement, is real good. Well, I always say agents of repression, but I think these books that I mentioned, especially the first two, to get the people, I've already said it. So, okay, so there's another channel. I don't know if it's. Okay, I'll give you the name of it. I can show it to you right here. Okay. Like this. I'll show you the channel. There's the channel right there. Taylor House Publishing. That's the name of the channel. That's showing you all kinds of stuff that I'm sure they don't want you to know about. These are things that are going on, and you know, with this kind of stuff. So go to check this channel out because I think they're sandboxing it because I just barely found out about it today. It's Taylor House Publishing. I'm pretty sure that's it. I'm not. Wait. That might not be it. Hold on. Yeah, I think it is. It's Taylor House Publishing. If it's not, I'll let you know. But I'm pretty sure that's it. So check that channel out. And then see this right here? This is a mess. California under fire. I'm going to be commenting on this later on. I'm going to comment on this. And God willing, I'm going to comment on this because I told you yesterday, I think it's a bunch of bull crap. There ain't no way they're going to do what they said that they're doing. There ain't no freaking way. Okay? And this, oh, well, we're going to do it in 60 days. Yeah, right. The only reason why they're saying this is because they want their picture on the internet. These head honchos, even though they're getting paid $400,000 a year, probably $700,000 a year, you know, they're people too. They're people just like you and me, unless they're reptilian shapeshifters. But they're people just like us, and they want to be on TV just like everybody else. That's why they're saying this. They're saying that they issued these illegal licenses. So now, not only are these drivers uh, in violation, you know, they're driving illegally. Um, but actually, the state of California is a freaking criminal, right? That's what they're saying now. They're saying that they're going to uh, do what's it called? What's the other word for law? Litigation. They're going to do litigation against the state of California, charging them criminally, right? Charging them criminally for issuing out illegal commercial driver's licenses, 17,000 of them. And they're said that they're going to do this within 60 days. And I'm like, bullshit. They ain't going to do it. They're just bullshitting. But anyhow, I'm going to um, follow up on something, and I'm going to let you know something so that you'll see something, okay? Because you know people are in Dumblesville. They don't even, you know. Anyhow, I'm going to show you something, and so that you will um, use that magic pen and do something about it. Okay? When? God willing, soon. Right? God willing, soon. I'll just leave it at that. And I mean, I don't even know if I'll actually even do it, you know, but you know, what's going on right now in the world, you know, people are either for Orange Man or against Orange Man. Um, you know, I don't know. All I know is that um, um, he brought attention to a lot of stuff, right? And now people hate him. And Well, particularly one type of person who just, I mean, um, there's a type of person who basically is in a rut and raising raising kids, which is good. That's that's what we're put here for, right? Um, Go prosper and multiply. But this kind of a person, um, for whatever reason, doesn't give a shit about anybody except themselves, right? So they go down to the store and they see the freaking price on some steak, right? Which used to be what, like $4.93, and now you look at a price on a steak and it's freaking 17, $28, $32 for a piece of a steak, and then you know you say that that you're going to take her food stamps away. So now that these are the kind of people who were booing, boo, you suck, you suck. That's the kind of people who were doing that. Okay, so I'm not I'm not really, saying to take her food stamps away, but at least he acknowledged it, that, you're selfish. There's all kinds of freaking injustice going around, and you're freaking, just a selfish person. You don't get involved. You don't try to speak up against injustice, right? So, in that regard, you know, I'm not. I'm just like I can't say that. I can't be a hater like Norland. Chris Norland. Um, but I listen to both sides. But that's where I'm at with that. Um, so uh, stay tuned for other stuff that I um, think needs to be talked about. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for liking the video. If you want to subscribe, that's up to you. If you want to hit the notification bell, that's up to you. Me, myself personally, I don't uh, use that functions for anything, right? I turn off all notifications. you know, have especially if you have three phones, everything beep 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 beep. So that's all I've got for today. It's rainy out here, and wishing I had a Toyota EV. There's a RAV hybrid, a RAV ICE engine, and there's the RAV EV. Because that way you can actually get out of here with all this mud. So I'm thinking now, I'm like, okay, these electric cars, are they one wheel drive? Like on these cars, they'll have either this side or that side in the front. That's the only wheel that actually turns, right? In the old days, it used to be, it would be on the back. You'd have thing for the back, and then they actually had this thing called posi traction to where it turned both tires on the back, right? And so how's it hooked up now? I mean, I know on the high power cars, they got a motor on each tire, right? On the real fast ones, the ones that'll do 0 to 60 in under 2 seconds. It's like a rocket, right? And so that's what I'm trying to find out now. Um, are they four-wheel drive? What the hell's going on with that? How are they hooking them up? So I, we'll start doing some research on YouTube, but I don't know where to start. But yeah, that's what's going on with the electric vehicle. They're almost here. Well, actually, they are here already. It's just you got to find out which brand is really a Chinese uh, vehicle underneath the brand. Because way back in the day, when the VCRs were being phased out, this is when NAFTA came around. Before then, TVs were expensive. They were like $700 for a TV, and back then $700 was a lot of money. And then when VCRs first came out, they were like five, six, $700 for a VCR. People didn't have VCRs. They're too damn expensive, right? Poor people didn't have them, and so when the NAFTA agreement went through, this was a trade deal between Canada, Mexico, and the United States. Um, when that deal went through, uh, the price on VCRs I mean, they became disposable. You could go down to Walmart and buy a brand new one like nothing. And so it got to the point to where, the whole repair industry went under overnight. And then about 10 or 15 years later, the whole Radio Shack used to be in every town. Every town across the whole United States had a Radio Shack in it. Like like the Dollar General stores or the Family Dollar, that's what Radio Shack was like. It was in every town. And like I said, about 10 or 15 years after that, that whole industry shut their doors overnight. Every one of them across the nation. And because of you can order this stuff. It's cheaper to order it, more convenient. Just order it, and then tomorrow or the next day, it's in your mailbox. You don't even have to go to the store. Um, 4 times cheaper, right? And eventually, some items were 10 times cheaper. So, is it any surprise that they closed their doors all across the nation? This is, um, what went on with it. And so now, um, you know, they're a dime a dozen. You can get TVs, well, VCRs. You don't even need to record it. You record it on memory and digitally on your phone or computer or thumb drive. And so um, this that went on with that is going on with the electric car because I used to do TV VCR repair. So I'd repair them for like, you could buy one for about $200 or $300, and you would repair them for like $68. And then when that agreement went through, it was like you just pay an extra $30 and you can go get a brand new one. So people started taking their VCR and just throw it in the trash, right? And get a new one every 3 years. And that's what's going on with the car, with the vehicles. Okay, because all these top brands that were here in America was RCA, Zenith, um, Magnavox, all these brands. That would be the equivalent of like Ford, Chevy, and Dodge, right? All these brands, everybody started, you know, uh, buying this one. You didn't know which one is this one. Then finally, I guess it was coming out of Korea. I think it was out of Korea. It was one of those, or Taiwan or something. I don't remember where. I'll do some research. It's interesting. I want to find out now. There was this brand called Funai. And at first it was like, this thing's a freaking piece of junk, man. You can't repair it. There's nothing in it. It only had one board and the video heads. And it was called a Funai. They took all the parts out of it. All these parts that they were using, these mechanical parts to do all this different stuff, is like, what the F? It only had one little thing and the thing spun and a flat board on bottom. But we were like, this thing's a piece of junk, because whenever you had a problem with it, if it jammed up, the loading up the tape, you couldn't repair it. Nobody knew how to repair it. It was hard to repair it. And because it wasn't designed to be repaired, it was designed to be replaced. And so then later on, that VCR they designed, this Funai, became dependable. It didn't it didn't jam up when you'd put the tape in. So the best brand around, even the Japanese brands like Mitsubishi, everybody bought this damn thing because now it was dependable. It was light. It was light as a feather. Everybody bought this VCR. It was Funai, and Funai, and you'd go down and buy yourself a JVC, open it up. It's a Funai, right? Buy yourself an RCA, open it up. It's a Funai in the inside. Everybody just went with this one model. RCA, Zenith, Magnavox. Everybody just started buying these things coming from basically China. And that's what's going on with the car right now. They're here already. It's just you don't know which one it is. You don't know if it's a Honda, a GM, a Toyota, right? Well, we know that the Toyota is actually, well, that might confuse you because some of these are come from China and some from other places. But yeah, they have a few Chinese models because they don't let them over here, like the Xpeng, the Cherry. They'll allow them, but you got to buy it yourself, and there's 100% tariff. So if it's going for 10,000, you have to pay 20,000 plus you have to pay to ship it over here. And who knows how much that costs. But the CEO at Ford, Jim Farley, he ordered one from China and had it shipped over here, and that's what he drives. Okay, because these are really good quality vehicles. So they're on the way. Hopefully they'll get here real soon. The Chinese electric vehicle. And it's the best. It's the state of the art. The software is a decade or decades ahead of the software on the vehicles that are here in the United States, particularly the full self-driving software that's here does not work. It's like freaking a joke, okay, compared to the stuff that is available. Hence, why do you think Jim Farley got one of these Chinese electric vehicles, electric car? Okay, so that's all I've got for right now. Thanks for tuning in. And let's see what you people are saying over here in the comments. You work as a butcher in factory and cut beef. My name is... Okay, nothing but stupid comments. Okay, so there's nothing but stupid comments, but I see that some of you said hi, and thank you for leaving comments. Thanks for hitting the like button, and be sure to stay tuned. My YouTube channel is either Fresno, California or Discount Zappers. I don't know exactly which is which, but subscribe and you'll see more of my content in case you're someone new. And share the video with other people that you think might be interested in this. Thanks for tuning in. Talk to you soon.